So people, especially students, are getting a lot of contradictory advice out there today, and it's not surprising. And one of the biggest controversies is the whole idea of following your passion. Should you follow your dreams? Some people say that's realistic. Mike Rowe, Mark Cuban say don't follow your dreams. But then there's a whole lot of people that say follow your dreams. So which is it? And I'm going to have to say both. You should follow your dream, but that is not the only thing. I like to look at it as when you're thinking of a college major or a career path, what you want to do with your life, your dreams should be a factor. Absolutely. The problem is, and I think a lot of people who are saying like don't follow your dream would agree with me on this, is that a lot of times it's unrealistic. But I would argue with them saying don't follow your dreams is really pessimistic and won't get you, where you need to be. So I would say follow your dreams, but don't let that be the only factor. So what are the other factors, right? Well, I like to think of it as three main factors. And follow your dream. Let's address that one first. They're not in any particular order, but you want to do something you're passionate about. If you're going to live your whole life or a good chunk of your life or your school career focusing on one thing, it may as well be something you enjoy, right? Something that you love. But that's not everything. If your passion is football and you're 5'2", 110 pounds, I don't think that's going to happen, right? So the second factor is your skills. What are you good at? These can be both your natural affinities. Some people could just pick up a guitar and start playing. That's not me. All right, I'll be the first to admit it. I've tried. So your skills, your affinities, what you're good at, sometimes they can be learned. Especially, if you really, really are dedicated, sometimes you can turn your passion into a skill by tireless work. I don't mean just a little bit on the weekends, but who's born a natural computer coder? Not too many people, right? But if that's what you want to do and you dedicate yourself, you can learn those skills, you can earn those skills. But I can't promise it's going to be easy. So your passions are important, but also your skills. Again, I will probably never play lead guitar in a rock band. I will probably not play any professional sports. I love sports, but I'll get broken out there on the field against the pros, and that's okay. The third thing, and something that a lot of the time we forget about, is what's going to make a contribution. What is the demand for something? I might have a passion for juggling. I don't, but someone might. I might be the best juggler. Someone might. How much of a demand is there for juggling? How is juggling going to solve a problem? Probably not. Maybe at a circus. But on the whole, juggling is not going to impact the world. You're not going to find too many six-figure juggling jobs. But that's the great thing about when you're looking for a problem to solve, or like a real issue that there's a demand, people need help for, is one, if there's a demand for it, you're likely to get paid a decent amount for it, regardless of the level, because there's a demand for it, simple economics. The second is that if there's a demand for it, you're probably going to be helping people, because otherwise why would they want it so much? So the idea of finding a problem that needs to be fixed, finding something that is an issue that needs to be addressed, work that everyone agrees needs to get done, you'll be helping people, and that just makes life more enjoyable. I've always enjoyed the time where I've been more helpful and less selfish, although there's nothing wrong with pulling down those 6 figures or 7 figures as well. So those are the 3 factors. So yes, your passions are an important factor in determining what you should do with your life, what major you should pick, what career path you should go down. But it's not the only one. You also really want to be honest about your skill set. Take a personal inventory. See if you're good at something. You might learn that you're good at something. You know, it took me a lot of years after high school before I figured out that I'm actually pretty good at math. You know, sometimes skills pop up later, and you know, sometimes they pop up because you practice. So you might be surprised by the skills that you have, or the skills that you're capable of having. So, but skills are definitely huge. If you have a passion for something, but you're terrible at it and you're not learning it, maybe that's not the right path for you, after all. And the third thing is look for something that you can make a contribution. There's two benefits for that. One is if you're making a real contribution, people will tend to pay you for it. And second, it feels good, and it's easier to wake up in the morning and go to sleep at night knowing that you're making a real contribution to the world.